All right. Let me do a little something. Excuse me, y'all. What's up? What's up with it? If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up emoji. Y'all know what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I got my hair. I just washed it. I took it out, it in braids, and I just got these two little plaits, over here on the side. My hair is growing, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what this is about. That's not hardly what this is about. Of course, you guys know what this is about. About what I just posted. I wanted to talk about it because I feel like folks don't understand. I feel like a lot of people do understand, but I feel like there's a lot of people who don't understand, right? So we gonna just get into it because, I'm tired of it. I saw this, and in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Ari Lennox, she retweeted something like somebody insulting her or saying that she looks like, she has like sex appeal and looks like a Rottweiler at the same time. Of course, that's a mean thing to say. And as a black woman, you don't want to hear nothing like that, right? As a woman, period, but especially as a black woman, right? Now, she retweeted it, and I have a Twitter, in case you guys don't know. I have a Twitter, so I can actually see what people post on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking through the comments, and all throughout the comments is black women in the post saying things like black men are the weakest link in the black community. This is legit something that I read, you guys. It's not something that I'm making up. Like, these are the comments. The comments on Twitter in response to this one idiot saying something about Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor is women going off in the comments. Black women going off in the comments about how black men are the weakest link in the black community. And I'm like, okay, I started to look at some of the other tweets from Ari Lennox, and I'm telling you guys, like 95% of them is people praising her. People just, oh, you're so beautiful. I love your voice. I love your music. Everything about you, blah, 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 right? And then there's like these couple of idiots, and that's my issue. Why are we always focusing on the few idiots? You know what I'm saying? And let me hide the lie from people because I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to deal with fools. You know what I'm saying? Now, to answer you guys' question, the guy who posted, he was black. Yes, he was black, right? Now, we don't like these things. We don't like to hear these things. We don't like to see these things, right? But then to repost it and be like, why do you guys hate blackness so much? And it's like, how come we don't repost the compliments when there's like legit significantly more compliments? And that's what I'm talking about. There's out of my comments on my post, there's like the majority of you guys are commenting saying nice things. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few idiots that are saying really dumb stuff. But we want to focus on the idiots and make them seem like they're the majority when they're not. You feel me? Okay, someone said a few idiots. How about the countless celebrities shitting on B? I don't know who that is. It's supposed to be black women or whatever. It's not countless though. Like, I'm just confused as to where you guys are getting these numbers from. Where you guys are getting these like, oh, there's just so many black men who hate black women. Where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Someone tell me, because I don't see it. I see a few idiots, because as a black woman, I get it too. You guys fail to realize that I'm black too. I'm a black woman myself who just a month ago had to get on the phone with my love because my feelings was hurt. I read a comment. The man had told me like that my song Ghost in the Next Room, I got ghosted because I don't know what he said, but he was basically saying who I am as a person is the reason why I got ghosted, because no man want to put up with a woman like me. That shit's hella hurtful. It hurt my feelings because when I did get ghosted, all these insecurities ran through my mind. And because it was truth to what he said, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, it hurt even more. So this is what we have to understand. When we read something or we see something that is hella hurtful, the reason why Of course he's a lie, you know what I'm saying? But, when you get ghosted, you be thinking a bunch of stuff like, damn, something wrong with me, like, how come, blah, 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 blah. We always internalize it, right? I wrote a song that I recorded just yesterday, basically about, like, how relationships and dealing with people can make you feel insecure. So this is a real thing. This is a very real thing. Ain't nobody saying that, it's not a valid feeling to have, to be upset when someone insults you, especially when that's something you're already sensitive about. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it be hurting us so much, is because it's things that we're already sensitive about. I'm not going to speak on Ari Lennox or whatever celebrities that, internalize things deeply, because there is pain associated with it, right? I'm not going to go into that, because I understand that. I understand that it's a real thing, and we have our pains, right? We have our pains and we feel the way that we feel, but we have to understand those people who be talking mess are not the majority. I'm telling you guys, I looked through her tweets and I only saw like one tweet other than that one that was a mean tweet. And it's like, there's so many people who are saying nice things. In real life, there's so many men who want to get with me. Why am I focusing on the niggas that don't like me or have something negative to say? Because it don't matter how big you get. It don't matter how many people know who you are. There's always going to be some idiots that don't like you or got some nonsense to say. But don't focus on them. That's what my thing is. That's what I'm trying to say. We can't focus on them, especially when you have a platform, because you embolden people. You rile people up. And now all day, yesterday and today, it's been black men hate black women. Like, what? So all of black men have to carry this burden, have to try to overcompensate and be like, we love our queens, have to be trying to do all of that because this one idiot out of millions that love you. But you want to focus on the idiot, and now black men all up and down my timeline on Twitter trying to prove how much they love black women. Y'all ain't got to do that. I know y'all love us. I'm not going to make y'all overcompensate for them goddamn fools. You feel me? These idiots who could be trolls, who could be bots. We don't even know if these are real people. And we sitting up in our feelings about these idiots on the internet. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop it. Stop getting yourself all riled up about these fools on the internet. They're not real people. You feel me? You don't even know these niggas. The nigga that I blocked, I don't even remember his handle. I don't remember what he looks like. I'll never see him in my life. I allowed him to fade into obscurity as he should. We be giving these niggas life when we be posting this stuff and having all these big conversations about it. When somebody say something negative to you, block them niggas and let them be obsolete. Let them fade into oblivion like they should. I don't keep tabs on the niggas I don't like. I just block them and they stay in the blocked pile. I don't go back and check it and see what these niggas that I blocked are doing. Let them niggas be blocked and let them fade into obscurity. The only reason why they relevant and more people talking about them is because you reposted it. You gave them niggas a stage for their foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I don't play them games, man. I have a long, extensive block list. I've already blocked somebody as I was in this live currently because I saw a comment that didn't look right to me. You don't get the opportunity to continue to have me feeling some type of way. You know? We do all this coddling stuff. That's what's wrong with our society. We're a society that just coddles people and coddles our emotions. You know what we can't control? We cannot control what people say. We can't control what people do or none of that. But what we can control is how we respond and who we respond to. I'm not going to keep responding to niggas that don't like me. Why? What for? What for? You know what I'm saying? And then we expect the rest of the world, like, people have the luxury to be mean if they want to. Men can be mean. They can go on my Instagram if they want to and comment that I look like a Rottweiler. They can go on my Instagram and comment that whatever they want to comment, whatever mean things they want to say about me, they can do all of that. But what I can do is block them. I could determine that I don't know this nigga. I don't know them. I wouldn't know them if I saw them in person. I don't know them at all. And because I don't know them and because they don't know me and I don't give a damn about them or their life, I'm not about to sit up and let them ruin my day. I'm going to block them. And they don't even have the opportunity to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in such a weak society. Oh my gosh. People really be like all broke up over what people say. All broke up over what people say that don't even know them. And if y'all got a problem with me saying nigga, just kick rocks out of the live. Because I say nigga. I say it in my personal life. I say it on my lives. I type it on Twitter. I type it in my comments. I'm gonna say nigga because sometimes I feel like that's what needs to be said. Because some of these people is niggas. They not black men. They're not people. They're niggas. And I'm going to call it like I see it. So if you got an issue, just go ahead and swipe out of the live. I'm not asking you to be here. You clicked on my face, like Dave Chappelle said. All right? Now look, sometimes these niggas, you feel me? They need to be called niggas. And we need to ignore them. And we have to understand that, like, this is the way our society is set up right now. People say something to hurt your feelings, right? And the whole world will call you some sort of phobic or something. Oh, this is, you know, you're this. You're not understanding that this person is living in their truth or their whatever the case may be. It's like, look, at some point, you're going to have to take responsibility for how you respond and who you respond to. At some point in your life, you are going to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, in a perfect utopian society, you feel me? People wouldn't say mean things to people. People wouldn't do mean things to people. People wouldn't get murdered. People wouldn't get beat up. People wouldn't get... None of that stuff would happen. People wouldn't get robbed. But we don't live in a perfect utopian society. So I'm preparing myself for the real world. I know in the real world, people say mean stuff. I know in the real world, people will try to rob me if I'm not on my toes or whatever the case may be. So because I know we live in a real world and not a fantasy, an illusion that we've created for ourselves, I operate as such. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that simple. Everybody is living in an illusion world. We have these traumas, right? Like I might have developed a trauma because as a young black girl, I was told something about my blackness. And now I have these issues with myself. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm not negating the fact that it's a real thing, right? But what I'm not going to do is try to make the whole world walk on eggshells around me and overcompensate for the fact that I have unhealed emotional traumas. You feel me? We have to start trying to heal instead of trying to make people compensate for the fact that we are crippled emotionally. Yes, people shouldn't say hurtful things. But you know what else shouldn't happen? We shouldn't be all broken up over what some random nigga say that we don't know. We don't know these niggas. And yes, I mean niggas. Because that's what they are. Any fool on the internet talking down about black women is a nigga. And I'm going to call it like I see it. All right? We got to stop this. This whole, like, I'm living my truth is basically us having all these character flaws and not doing anything to fix it. And we call people toxic and problematic because they not going to live in our illusion with us. No, we got to start fixing these emotional traumas. Instead of us saying that we're broken and staying that way, can we actually fix? Can we try to fix ourselves? Can we try to heal so that if a black man calls me a cockroach or a Rottweiler or whatever they want to call me, if they do call me that, I'm not about to be all broke up about it because I've healed myself emotionally. You feel me? That's what we have to get to. But we live in this world where everybody's just supposed to stay emotionally messed up. Everybody's supposed to stay broken. And that's their truth. You don't want to fix. Do you want to be walking around with your emotions on your sleeve all the time to where you can't even function? You sitting up crying and stuff on the internet because of what a nigga said that you don't even know? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that. I want to be stronger emotionally and mentally because I know this is a mean world that we live in. I don't want to sit up and be broken and try to make everybody compensate for the fact that I haven't healed myself yet. And no one is saying that you shouldn't be broken or whatever. We have all these issues that we have to deal with as black people. But the main thing is we have to deal with it. We can't not deal with it. We can't just be like, oh, I'm broken and I have these traumas and that's just what it is. Bye. Unfollow. Go on about your business. You feel me? There's another person who thinks that I give a damn about you and you following me. I don't. I didn't ask none of y'all to come here. I didn't come to none of y'all page and be like, hey, you should follow me. You should follow me because I'm cool and I say things. All of y'all voluntarily came here. All of y'all came into this live. You feel me? If what I'm saying is hurting your traumas, you need to get yourself together and stop wanting to be broken and hurt. There's nothing. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something that my mama told me a long time ago that I've held with me my whole life. She said that you cannot be, what did she say? Pitiful and powerful at the same time. That's what my mama told me. You cannot be pitiful and powerful at the same time. If we walk around and we gonna say we strong black women, then let's be that. You feel me? Let's be powerful. Let's stop being pitiful and stop acting like that's okay to be. I mean, why do we live in such a society that pacifies brokenness and being a lifelong victim? Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of living your life emotionally unstable and only focusing on what's wrong with black men? You know what I'm saying? Like, black men don't get to have a say in this. When black men go into the comments and read these comments that say black men are the weak link in the black community, they don't get to be trending on Twitter and have a whole dialogue about it. They don't get to have all of that we have. They just got to deal with it. They just got to read black women saying that hurtful stuff about them and just be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? But they just got to be like that. And it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the superwoman syndrome, you know, I'm not saying that we got to be perfect. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, let's not waddle in this victimhood. Let's not waddle in this brokenness. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we have our emotions and we have our feelings, and they're valid. You know what I'm saying? They're very valid. But we have to care enough about ourselves mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to where we want to better ourselves, and we don't want to be lifelong victims, okay? I don't want to be a lifelong victim. I mean, I saw something that somebody commented to me, and it made me cry. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be sitting around for however long it was, even if it was just 2 hours, feeling bad about myself. I don't want to be sitting up over a nigga I don't know. I don't want to do that. And because I don't want to do that, and I know we live in a world where people can be mean, I'm going to take the necessary steps. I'm going to take the necessary steps to fix this, okay? And that's all I'm saying. Like, we want to be victims, and we don't get nowhere being like that. You know, I'm so glad that my dad taught me to play chess when I was little. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that he taught me that, because I would always lose. My dad, when he played me as a little girl, he didn't play me like I was a little girl. He played me like I was a grown adult. You feel me? He didn't show me no kind of mercy at all. And what he showed me was that I always lost is because if you know anything about chess, like, the white pieces move first, right? The white pieces move first on the chess set. So if you start off white, you automatically have the attack. You have the attack. It's your job to stay on the attack and to win the game. And if you start off on black, you have to take the attack from your opponent, right? That's what you have to do if you play in chess. Now, I would always start off as white. My dad would give me that luxury, right? And he will always take the attack and beat me. And he will always beat me because I was always on the defense. I was always trying to stop whatever he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying, like what my mom said. You can't be pitiful and powerful at the same time. We can't win being victims. We can't do that. We as black people love to be a victim. Of course, we acknowledge the trauma. We acknowledge the slavery. We acknowledge why we're disenfranchised, because acknowledging is the best way to understand how to overcome it. But we can't stay there. You know what I'm saying? We cannot stay in this place of victimhood and think we gonna get somewhere as a people. We want everybody to coddle our emotions and our feelings and all that type of stuff. And we not getting nowhere as a people. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting nowhere as a people. We cannot continue with this victim stuff, you guys. Everybody has their traumas. Everybody has stuff that they healing from, stuff that they going through. And I can't even speak on mine, to be real, because it's too much. Like, if I were to tell you guys the stuff that I've experienced, the stuff that I've seen, the stuff that I've endured, you feel me? If I were to tell you guys about these traumas, you know what I'm saying? The reason why to this day I don't wear a wire in my bra is because when you go to the prisons, all that stuff will make the detectors go off. You want to go in there as clean as possible. You don't want to have nothing on you because you don't want no kind of problems. I've been in my room, just sitting up in my room on the phone, and had the police bust down my door, drawing down on me. And I'm not talking about no little handguns. You feel me? Had us all sitting outside on the sidewalk after they all sitting outside on the, you feel me? Had us all sitting outside on the sidewalk after they took my brother away. You know what I'm saying? And this was not like a one-time thing. That's not the only time the police came and raided our house. You know what I'm saying? It's not the only time I've been up in the courtroom. It's not the only time I have to go to fill out visiting forms. I got to go fill out a visiting form now because the last one I filled out got rejected for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I got cousins on death row. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, and then, I mean, that's not even the internal house traumas that I know I got to deal with. Stuff that's going on in my family that is raggedy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't sit up and be like, oh, you know, I'm going to be all sad and lowly and be all, make people compensate for the fact that I have these traumas. I'm going to work on them because I don't want to be a victim for my whole life. I don't want to be broken my whole life. And I'm not going to let the society coddle me. I'm not going to pretend like that's going to get me anywhere because it don't. Niggas see you crying and all upset and they don't give a damn. They just use it as a way to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop that. And we got to stop it because it's detrimental for what it does, like with black men and black women. Seeing all those black men and black women. Seeing all those comments about how black men ain't shit and black men are the weak link in our community and all that type of stuff. That's not the type of conversations we need to be having. Okay. If we want to have a conversation about it, if we want to have a conversation about it, let's talk about how colorism affects both black men and black women. Let's talk about these things. Let's talk about it in a balanced way. You know, we talk about, oh, well, these things need to be talked about, but we're always talking about it. We spend so much time talking about the 5% of idiot black men that talk a bunch of mess, and we don't spend no time talking about the 95% of black men who don't have nothing negative to say about black women. Why we gotta spend so much time talking about these idiots? Why? When they're not the majority. You guys know the rates. 87% of married black men are married to black women. It's not all these men that y'all making it out to be that's just, oh, they can't stand black women and they hate black women. That's a goddamn lie. Stop it. Stop with that. We want to have conversations, but we always want to have these skewed, unbalanced conversations. I'm not with that, you guys, because I'm just going to speak for me personally. Colorism and all that was perpetuated by the women in my household. If truth be told, it was my grandmother who told me that I should wear my hair slicked down because it'll let the good hair show. It'll let the waves and all that show. That's how I should wear my hair. I should wear my hair in an afro. It was my grandmother, not my father, not my brothers, not my grandfather, but my grandmother is the one who told me that. You feel me? So let's if we're gonna have a conversation about it, let's really have a conversation about it. Let's really be real about what we're talking about how colorism is perpetuated both ways. You feel me? It was family, friends, and aunties and stuff that told me not to stay in the sun too long because I would get darker. It wasn't my father. It was not my brothers who told me this. Okay? Let's stop all this. Let's stop being victims and let's stop shifting blame to where it don't belong. You know? Let's not look at these at the small amount of black men that say dumb stuff and make it seem like they're the majority. That's my whole problem with this. Okay? That's my whole problem with this. All right? Someone said in the comments, my grandma used colorism too. I feel you. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not making this up. You guys? I'm not making this up. You know, all of Twitter is trending. It's trending on Twitter, and now it's a thing because the Shade Room posted it, and all these other pages have posted it, and now black men all over social media are sitting up talking about how much they love black women and really trying to show us that they don't agree with that fool. You know, and that's not fair. They still have to read through these comments of us saying all that mean, hurtful stuff about them being the weakest link and all that. Like, what? That's not fair, you guys. It's not fair. All right? Someone said older women are bad with colorism towards the girls and boys. Yeah. Yes, it's true. I've experienced it for myself. My own grandmother on my father's side. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing about it. My dad is light skinned and my mom is a dark skinned black woman, right? My dad don't care nothing about what his own mama told him. Clearly, he got with my mama. You know what I'm saying? His own mama was, yeah. I mean, she my grandmama, but she said a lot of crazy stuff. She said a lot of crazy stuff. Didn't like my mom because she was dark skinned and all of that. Y'all think that I don't experience this stuff? Y'all think just because I have a good perspective of black men that I don't experience colorism and I ain't heard some crazy stuff growing up? I grew up as a black woman just like the rest of y'all. You feel me? I was in high school when a nigga told me that I was cute for a black girl. I'm like, what? For a black girl? Black girls ain't supposed to be cute? I've heard all sorts of things. But I just choose not to dwell on that because I know them idiots is not the majority. Okay? So look, I'm just trying to be real with y'all, and I'm trying to get y'all to understand that all this stuff that we be looking at is a ploy to keep us divided. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is really a ploy to keep us divided, and we have to be able to see past that. Let's get off the internet long enough to meet some real life black men and some real life black women. I ain't never met like dudes like, searching for niggas and stuff on social media and the internet and all that type of stuff. It'd be, it's some cool people on the internet, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of weirdos too. Like, let's get out of this social media world and stop thinking that that's all that exists. There's so many trolls on Twitter. It's so many just people. And it's like we seek out the nonsense and talk about that. We got to stop seeking out the nonsense and talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fools. But they're not the majority, you guys. They're really not the majority. And let's get away from this whole my truth thing, as us pacifying the fact that we're broken and we have problems as it being my truth. That's not your truth, man. If you sit up and you can't have a conversation with anybody because you're so emotional, that's not your truth. That's not who you are as a person. That's a character flaw. You got to fix that. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? People think just because they loud and they passionate that they right. No, you can be loud, passionate, and wrong. It happens all the time. You feel me? Just because you feel deeply about something don't make it true. You know what I'm saying? Niggas think because they feel deeply about something that they right because they feel it. And that's what this whole coddling society has told people, like, oh, we're not going to invalidate your feelings. Okay, I'm not going to invalidate your feelings. You feel how you feel, but it doesn't negate the fact that your feelings might be stupid. I know it sounds mean, but just because you feel a way don't make it right. Your feelings can still be dumb. You know what I'm saying? You can still have some stupid feelings. And sometimes they need to be checked. You know what I'm saying? And that's why beneficial relationships are good. Because I was recently told by my love, right? I was coming up, whatever. I'll talk about it. It is what it is. This is my problems. He can't get mad about me talking about my shortcomings. Recently he told me that, I wasn't like straightening up like how I used to. You know what I'm saying? Like we got together and I was doing things and I was being like how I should be doing. And then I started to like taper off and I wasn't doing what I was doing before. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't want to tell me because he didn't want to make it seem like that's my job or whatever. But by him telling me, it made me realize something like, damn, every person that I live with, they had a problem with me because I wasn't picking up after myself. I wasn't doing what I should be doing. You know what I'm saying? And I could just say that that's me as a person. That's my truth. I could live with this character flaw that I'm a messy individual, or I could fix it. I could let the man that loves me help me to fix it. Maybe I could do that. And that's what we lack in this society. People just be all sorts of raggedy and don't allow nobody to fix them because that's their truth. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem that I don't pick up after myself. It causes problems wherever I live, and it just doesn't make for a neat environment. You know what I'm saying? So instead of getting at him and saying he's toxic, he's trying to change me, he's problematic. No, he's trying to help me to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help me to become a better person. And that's what we lack in this society. Everybody's flaws and stuff becomes their truth. And they get to just be loud, wrong, and passionate. And I'm really not with that. You guys, we got to stop it. We have to stop that. We be so passionate, and because we feel a certain way, everybody, that's what the main people in the comments been telling me. Main people in the comments been saying, you can't tell her how to feel. I'm not telling her how to feel. She feels how she wants to. I could say that I believe that's a stupid way to feel. I can say that. I understand her feeling that way. But do I agree with it? No. No, I don't. And there's nothing wrong with me saying that. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with me saying that at all. Because I used to feel a certain type of way. Like when I would see people post a picture of white Jesus and be like, oh, that's not the Christ or whatever the case may be. I used to feel offended. I would be like, that's blasphemous. You guys are blaspheming. I was valid in my feeling, but it was a stupid feeling rooted in ignorance. A stupid feeling rooted in nothing but pure ignorance, because that white man is not and never was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But the society we live in today don't invalidate her feelings. Okay. Don't invalidate my feelings, but it was a stupid feeling. Okay, can we at least acknowledge that? Can we acknowledge the fact that the way that I feel, even though it's valid to me, it's still dumb? Yes, we need to start acknowledging that, you guys. Okay? All right, because it's just so much about this feelings. Like yesterday I was on Twitter, and I'm telling you, Twitter, I only follow 14 people on Twitter, and I still get a slew of foolishness. And I'm like, damn, how am I still getting all of this nonsense and I only follow a handful of people? You know what I'm saying? But I was on Twitter yesterday, right? And they had a little clip of like Melania Trump saying what her New Year's resolution was. Now, she said that her New Year's resolution was peace on the earth. I think that's what she said. Peace on the earth, right? Now, is someone in the comments who was like, you've been in America for 23 years and you still don't know how to speak proper English? And this is a valid question. If you've been in America for 23 years and you came over on a genius visa, which means that you had like Einstein level intelligence. You can't speak proper English after being here for 2 decades and you came over on a genius visa. This is a very valid question. But everybody in the comments was like, oh, that's xenophobic. Would you say that to an immigrant? Would you say that to a Mexican that came over? You're being xenophobic. Like everything is a phobic or an ism or something like that. That's just a real question. If you came over on a genius visa and you've been here for 23 years, you still don't know that peace on the earth is not a grammatically correct. Come on now. Come on. You guys, we have all these isms and don't invalidate this and don't invalidate that. And everybody just walking around loud and wrong. Loud, passionate, and wrong. And it's just like, look, I'm not here for it, you guys. I'm not here for it at all. I'm not here for it at all, okay? It don't make no damn sense to me. It just really doesn't make any kind of sense. We got to stop this. We have to stop with this. Everybody, like what everyone feels is right, and no one could debate that. Like facts don't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the internet have valid accounts. That's very true. Now, facts don't even matter anymore. It's all about how you feel. It doesn't matter if you're factually a man. If you feel like a woman, you're a woman. Same thing don't work with race, though. I guess we haven't gotten that far. I guess feelings don't penetrate when it comes to race, because I can feel like a white man. I can be a man, but not a white one. You feel me? My feelings don't surpass that barrier just yet. But nowadays, it's all about how you feel. It's no longer about what's logical. It's no longer about what's fact or fiction. It's about how you feel nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not with that whole movement of like feelings trumps logic and reason. The feeling that black men aren't capable for black women could be a very real feeling for you, but it's not a true one. Just because you feel that way don't make it true. You feel me? That's just what it is. Because the facts say that black men marry black women and that black men love black women. That's what the facts say, which trumps your feelings and your opinions any day of the week. Okay? So let's stop with this whole black men hate black women campaign that we on, that I've been seeing. The year just started, you feel me? We just got into 2020 on the first and second day of 2020. This is what's trending. These are the conversations that we have. And we have to stop with this madness. We have to stop with this foolery, okay? And that's all I wanted to come on here and say and set the record straight about what I'm talking about, because everybody want to sit up in the comments and talk about how about somebody feeling. I don't give a damn about how you feeling. I give a damn about the facts of the matter, okay? That's what I care about, you guys. And all this feeling stuff, we got to stop with that. We have to stop with all of that. I feel this and I'm passionate about this. Somebody get on something and start talking loud and passionate. Now all of a sudden everybody feel them. Y'all, please don't do that. If I'm on here and I'm loud and passionate about what I'm talking about, don't just listen to me because it sounds good. Please don't do that. Don't do that for me, and don't do that for anybody. Okay? Let's look at the facts of the matter. Let's look at all of that before we sit up and we allow passionate, wrong, loud people to have us feeling a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Have us feeling a certain type of way about our own men, you know? And let's stop focusing so much on the negative. I posted this on New Year's Eve. I said, like, let's not argue with fools in 2020. Let's leave that in 2019. Let them be fools by themselves. If you see somebody and they saying something crazy, just let them be. We don't have to, like, bring that to light and put that nonsense on the forefront when that's not the majority. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to sit up and talk about black men don't do this and black men don't do that, because that's not the majority of black men. The majority of black men are actually taking care of their families. Like, that's a real thing. Whether or not they live in the household or not, they're active in their children's lives. That's actual facts. Factual information. This is not an opinion. This is not what I feel. This is the facts about it. The facts is black men marry black women in overwhelming numbers. 87%. This is not what I think. This isn't what I feel. This isn't what I believe. This is the facts. Okay? Which matter far more than opinions do. Alright? Let's stop being victims. Stop trying to be pitiful and powerful at the same time. All right? If you got emotional traumas, if you got something that's going to bring you and have you on edge and all that type of stuff, work on it. Work on it. Do not stay all emotionally messed up and try to make people compensate for the fact that you are emotionally crippled. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say anything negative like, oh, you're emotionally crippled, something's wrong with you. No, we all have our problems. When I got out of my last relationship, I had all sorts of problems. You feel me? I was all emotionally messed up. I was insecure, you know, because my dude, he was dealing with another woman. And I was always looking at her. I was always stalking her social media, looking at her and wondering, what does she have that I don't? You feel me? Wondering, what is she doing that I'm not doing? Why is he choosing her over me? And these are real issues that you can carry and that will eat you alive if you let them. You feel me? But I had to tell myself, like, I'm not going to let this eat me alive. I'm not going to sit up and be stalking her page, looking at what they doing, wondering how come it didn't work out between us and what is she doing that I'm not doing. These are real life things that we have to deal with as people. And I'm not going to make the next nigga pay for these insecurities that I developed in my last relationship. You feel me? When the next man came along, I'm not going to look at him and be like, who you texting? Who's that on your phone? Who you doing? Who's liking your comments? I'm not going to be doing all that with him because he's not the one. He's not responsible for the way I felt in my last relationship. I got to fix this. I got to fix this insecurity that I have now. I have to admit that I have it, and I got to fix it, and I can't try to make other people compensate for the fact that I'm emotionally crippled now. I got to fix it. You guys, and we got to fix it. We have to start fixing ourselves. We can't sit up and call it our truth and our character. This is who I am now. That's not who you are now. You're not meant to stay broken. You feel me? What if our bodies operated the way that we do emotionally? We sit up and we get broken and we stay that way. What if you broke your leg and it stayed broke forever? It never healed. How would you get by in life if every time you broke something, it just stayed broken and it never fixed? You have to fix yourself. The same way that your bones will heal back is the same way that you got to heal yourself, your minds and your emotions. You can't stay broken and make other people compensate for the fact that you broken still. My man wouldn't be with me if I was doing that. If I was sitting up always wondering what he doing and where he at all the time. Because my last nigga, when I was at home thinking that he was at home, he was in some other woman bed. It's a real thing that happens to a lot of people, but I can't carry that and stay broken. I can't do that because I'm just going to be all messed up. And ain't nobody going to want to deal with me. And I'm going to call people toxic and problematic because I haven't dealt with my emotional traumas. I haven't dealt with my problems. Okay? We got to start dealing with our own problems our own emotional issues and stop blaming everybody else. Stop being victims all the time. Okay? And that's all I want to say to you guys. All right? That's all I wanted to say. We got to work on ourselves. Let's work on ourselves 2020. Okay? Let that be the theme for the year. We being visionaries, yes, but we also working on ourselves. We working on ourselves. We healing ourselves. We not staying broken, because that don't do nobody no good. If my leg stayed broke, I'd cut it off. You feel me? Like, I can't just walk around with a leg all broke up. You feel me? It has to heal or it need to go. Simple. You know? That's all I need to say. Let me get back to recording, because I was recording it here. And then I got on Twitter and realized that this is still a thing, that people are still talking about this and making it seem like black men are just the worst thing ever. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I need to say something about this, because I don't like this. But I got stuff to do. I got earrings to make. I got soap to make. And I got to get back to recording. You know, the song that I wrote when I was deep in my mess. But I'm out of it now, because I took the time to heal myself. Okay? Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.